Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Help me welcome Colleen from the Cool Crone and Cleo of Cleo the Seer, and welcome to Kitchen Table Issues. Yay! Hi, guys. Thanks for joining me again.
Sure. It's a pleasure to be here.
Perfect. I initially, when I looked at the date, I thought, oh, this is really good. Maybe we can discuss about, Trump's sentencing, but we'll have to wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another day.
Yeah.
And we'll take it from there. So, yes. Hello, Karen Doyle. Hello, Joe Eliza. Lorraine Billios. Yes. President Biden was amazing.
Yes.
Janice, nice to see you here. So before we really get into things, Colleen, what's happening on your channel? What are you up to?
My head is still full of, I guess, eclipse energy. And even though I took some time off, I'm still a little bit like hearing the marbles roll around in my head. I know I think it's Cool Crone Oracle on Friday. I'll just give up and
Tomorrow?
Just my calendar hit. Yeah, tomorrow is the Cool Crone Oracle. And Saturday, I have Sybil Harmony on my channel at a different time than I usually broadcast. I'm on 4 p.m. Eastern time and 1 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday. And we are going to, I'm going to bring up some charts, and she's going to do her thing. And we're probably both going to do some cards, and we're going to talk about the political people of the moment, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and the dumpster and, what's going on. We'll probably touch on the Republican convention, possibly. I think I have a chart also for the Democratic convention and, a few other cronies. We'll look at them and see what's going on for them.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Excellent. And how about you, Cleo?
Well, let's see. I've got the Cool Crone Oracle tomorrow. And after that, looks like I don't have anything until next Thursday, which I think is Golden Girls.
Yes, ma'am.
And Golden Girls on Thursday and Polyterology on Friday, because Mystic 4 and Caffeinated and Unfiltered, we are taking a little time off because it's summertime. So we're only doing that once a month for both of those. So now this is the first time I've had like that much time off in a week in forever. Yeah. So I'm kind of glad about that. And also, Colleen and I are working towards a new show that we haven't decided what it's called yet, but it's going to have to do with politics. And it's also going to have to do with kind of a summary of what went on for the week, and then also about what other psychics are talking about, so that when you hear what we have to say, you can run to their sites and see what in case you missed it, because there's so much stuff. There is so much stuff on here to see, and it's so accurate and important. So that's where we're at with this right now, and hopefully we'll be getting that going pretty soon.
Wonderful. I will look forward to it. I think that is fantastic. Absolutely.
Well, because I started thinking there's all these different people that have come on and they've just got great information, and it's similar to what we talk about. But, I think that some people miss it. So we're just going to kind of highlight what some other people are doing. And I'm hoping that they'll be okay with that. But, because there's just so much happening, this energy around politics and the presidential election and the conventions coming up. It's just, we're just inundated with this stuff. So we thought we could get together and kind of inform everybody of what other people are talking about. And if they get interested in that, they can just go to their channel and see those videos.
Exactly. Who wouldn't like that? I'm in. So, Jamie Sheridan, hello, nice to see you. Laura Hammond Davis, if I haven't said hi to you, hello. Butterflies are free. Hello, Margot B, Joan Baker, and thank you, Joan. She says I'm rocking the hat. Thanks.
You are.
Thank you, Sixes, Connie B, Joe Eliza, Rose Blue, hi. And there we go, Metal Twister. Hello. Thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. Aileen Bernard. I'm going to try to say hello to people as they come in, but you know what? When once the lips start moving, the hands kind of stop working. So and Earth Star, hello. So yes, I've got the Cool Crone that is on tomorrow. I've got on Monday, it's Letting Spirit Drive. That's Allie and I. We don't really plan a show. It is what it's called, Letting Spirit Drive. We get together, we start the chat, and we just let Spirit decide what direction we're going to go in. So it's very, very unplanned and whatnot. So
I love that. I love that. Letting Spirit Drive. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very
and
cool.
Then one well, we do it pretty much every 2 weeks, and then at the end of the month, Arthur from Ease Your Mind joins us, because that's about the only time that he's available, is kind of towards the end of the month. And so yeah, it's always lovely just to not have an agenda. To hey, yeah, we'll talk about this, we'll talk squirrel, we'll talk about that, whatever. So, and hello, Imelda and Paula. So the other thing before, and I forgot to do this yesterday on a couple shows, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you go over to Colleen's channel and Cleo's channel and subscribe. Leave a comment after the video is done. It certainly helps the algorithm, and it gets the message out to people who are looking to hear what we're saying. They just don't know where we are. So when you do that, you help everyone. And if you need more information, go down to the description of the video. There's a whole lot of information in there.
Wow.
So
I just checked on my channel. I'm at 4,933.
Oh, please.
I only need a few more people so that I can hit that 5,000 mark, because when that happens is you win the lottery. That's what I've heard from my guides.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Absolutely. So
and mama needs a vacation. So let's get those subscriptions rolling in.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure that you guys go over to Colleen's channel and do that. And we'll what's today? Thursday? Yeah, by Sunday we'll have you over 5,000.
Good. From your lips to God's ear. There we go. That's what I want to hear. And Cleo, what are you at with your subscribers?
Well, I've come up about 12 subscribers from where I'm at, but I'm still under 900, and I want to get to 1,000. So I still need about 140 or 150 subscribers. So, but I was really happy that after I did a show with you, I got 10 or 15 more subscribers, and I hadn't got any like that for a couple months. So,
and you started doing live streams, and that's probably going to really build it up. So everybody head over to Cleo's channel, because she's starting to do live streams. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, because we're going to be doing more of those shows together. And so it'll be the two of us and live. Yeah. So
exactly.
And Marina, you're just going great guns, right?
Yeah,
you know what? I'm about 16 away from 3,200, which I'm, I'm quite happy with it. I'm looking forward to that 5,000 magic number as well. And my son suggested that I start telling people that they should subscribe, because I'm so close to hitting 1 million.
I did something similar once, and I just didn't have anything to post one week. So I just posted, "Thank you so much for 70,000 subscribers."
Yeah.
And a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, when did that happen?" I said, LOL, I'm just
Yeah,
dreaming big. Okay. I
yeah,
am ambitious. And that's one of
yeah.
my ambitions
That
is
exactly,
thousands and
exactly.
thousands of subscribers.
Yeah. So let's take a look. And I hope that you guys had an opportunity to catch Biden's press conference. It just ended, maybe 30 minutes ago. Um, I did watch it. I know Cleo watched it, and some of you obviously watched it. So I'd like to take a look and just kind of get, you know, overall overall first impression. Cleo, what was your impression of the?
My impression was I thought he did great. I know they're going to pick it apart. He made a couple little, I don't know, boo-boos.
Gaffs.
You know,
Biden gaffs. He makes
somebody the
gaffs.
wrong, he mixed up Zelensky and Putin.
Yeah.
He mixed up just a couple of things, but all in all, he mentioned a lot of the stuff that he's been doing and wants to continue to do. He
Yes.
brought up some things about Trump, that how Trump, how dangerous Trump is. He brought up that Kamala Harris will make a great president, and that, because they're like, well, wait, what about Kamala? He said from day one, he has always thought that she could, be president and do a wonderful job. So I thought that everything he said was really good. I think that they will continue to try to tear him apart a little bit, but
Mhm.
I really think that whatever we're going through where they're being so critical of him is going to be a blessing in disguise,
Yeah.
because I think it's going to expose some things, give him an opportunity to show people that he is not uh, as far gone or as far old as, yes, he is
Yeah.
old. He does make some mistakes. He has admitted that.
Yeah.
I think that the other Republicans, they feel like it right sometimes. The other Democrats are being a little bit too um, uh,
Penny,
dramatic.
penny. Yeah. The
But
sky is falling.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they're just they're coming unglued when it's really unnecessary. And I really wish that a lot of the things that they want to say about it should be said behind closed doors, and give him a chance to address them, which he has been doing. But yeah, I wish that they wouldn't be like that. But maybe there's a purpose for this, because I think in the end, it is going to be Biden. Um, and we'll see what
Mhm.
happens at their convention. I'm also very curious about what's going to happen on Monday with the beginning of the Republican
RNC.
convention. But and the Republicans, they're kind of down on Trump too. So because he just says such strange things and stuff, which Biden doesn't do anything like Trump does. I mean, his strangeness is a natural occurrence of he forgets a name sometimes. He gets sometimes he gets his words a little mixed up. That's
Yeah.
really not because he's old. That's because he has a stutter, and he always has had that. But no, I thought what he did today was great. I thought he did wonderful. But I'm just saying that I know no
Yeah.
people are going to be like, well, yeah, he did okay, but I don't know if that's enough. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, did you listen to what he said? I mean, he brought up all the accomplishments and all the different things that he's done for the
Yes.
country with the economy, and um, just everything that and it's hard for me to understand how the other Democrats could be so critical when we're talking about the alternative is a
Exactly.
convicted felon and rapist and liar, and just so many things that we
And
would
alleged pedophile. And yeah.
would never
Sex
think that somebody
trafficker. Yeah.
would be like that, that they could run for president. So
Yeah.
um I mean, I hope these people give them a break. Plus, they're not giving the American voters credit either. I
No.
believe, and what comes to me is that there is many, many, many people out there, Republican and Democrat, that want to vote for Biden, and they're not so concerned about the mistakes he made. Even that horrible debate didn't
Yeah.
really change the stupid poll numbers. Which I don't believe in the poll numbers, but still it didn't change much, and they're still kind of 50-50. So yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I think I do agree with you. I think he did a great job, and yes, same thing. So you mix up a couple things. Listen, not too long ago, Trump was doing his thing and pointing out his doctor, whose name is Ronnie Jackson, and saying, "Oh, there's everybody knows Ronnie Johnson, my Dr. Ronnie Johnson."
Yep.
So you know what that is, he not fit for anything now, because you can't, you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, and he's mixing up Nikki Haley with Pelosi and
Yes.
things like that. But right now, I think it's interesting that as much as Nikki Haley has tried to be a supporter of his, which I'm like, Nikki, you shouldn't have done that, but I guess she was kind of forced to. Well, they're not letting her come to the convention.
What?
Yeah, they don't want Nikki at the convention. I'm thinking, well, okay, go ahead, stick with it. And they really want Biden to run because the Republicans think that they can beat him easily. And I know that's, they're very confident in this. Watch what happens. And it's not going to be that easy. I don't think, I don't think they've got a chance in hell because, if you start to be logical and get off the Trumpster wagon or the mega people, who has done something, who has not, who has been honest, who has been a liar, who has been somebody that is not a felon, and who has been somebody that is a felon. So, I mean, all those different things. The people of this country are not stupid. They know what they want. They know what they've benefited here with Biden. And what Biden said today was he has more to do. Yes, the economy is coming up. He wants to do stuff like cap the rents. I guess the rents, although inflation has come down a little bit, rents have gone up, and he wants to do something about that. You don't hear Trump talking about normal stuff like that. You hear Trump talking about electric boats and sharks. So
batteries and Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal Lecter. I mean, it's just craziness. So, and they're still trying now. They're really trying to distance themselves from the 2025 thing. What was that called?
Project 2025.
Project 2025.
Yeah.
No, I did a show on it. But Project 2025, and how
that just proves that you're unqualified to be on YouTube, and maybe you should step down, because clearly,
because I didn't remember I did that show. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Project 2025 is so. It's on the whole Republicans' agenda, and for Trump to try to back out of it, and they're still trying to back out of it. It's just ridiculous, and people know it. And there's so many shows on YouTube, not necessarily with psychics, but with people that are talking about fact checking all these different things that comes out of Trump's mouth. And they're just like, whoa, what are you talking about? We know what you got in mind. We know that you want to go for the authoritarian rule. We know you want to be king, and we're not going to have it. Nobody's going to have that. So I think that the Democrats being worked up about Biden is it's I would say premature, but I mean, if they really wanted to get excited about it, it should have been like a year ago. It's not a good time now to say 4 months out from the election to, now we're going to take this guy out and put somebody else in. That's to me scares me, because that's a sure way to lose it.
Yes.
If they do something like that, they will lose. So we don't want Trump. We want Biden, and Trump is a fool, and he continues to be so.
Yes, yes, he is. And you know what? One of the things that I kind of picked up on was you can tell how desperate the other side is by how determined they are to focus in on Biden. Don't look at anything else. Just look at this. Look at this. And he made this mistake and he made this gaffe and he doesn't know this. He doesn't know that. Why are you trying so hard to convince me? Like I can see for myself, right? If I don't think that he's there, you have to wonder about the motivation for yeah.
Right. So Sheila Edwards just said she just saw
Yeah.
a report on CNN that Obama
And
Obama
Pelosi, yeah.
Pelosi are teaming up to get Biden to step down. I
No.
think they're talking to him about it. I saw something like that in an article also. But I think to say that they're really teaming up together, like hurry up and get Biden to step down, I just don't think that's going to happen. I think
Wait. So the head of CNN and the head of all of these media
Yeah.
organizations that have talking heads in them that are saying that, Biden should step down or claiming that other people are saying that he should step down. There's been a huge amount of hoaxes out there where people like from Fox News
Yes.
or other conservative think tank type organizations or news outlets are just spreading lies. They're just saying this, hoping that it will catch fire. It's not going to catch fire. And this Obama and Pelosi, are you kidding me? I would never believe that in a
Yeah.
million years. Never. Never. It's insulting to put those two people's names into that sentence. It
Yeah.
is not true. It is false. It is a hoax. That is not
Absolutely.
true. I don't care how many reports you see on it. Consider the source. The
Yeah.
head of CNN, of MSNBC, of the Washington Post, of the New York Times, of ABC, CBS, NBC, and other normal kind of mainstream media,
Yes.
they're all headed by people who are donators to Trump.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
well, and
So
this thing about Pelosi had said over and over again that she is leaving it up to Biden. If Biden wants to do that,
Yeah.
then she would support that. If
Yeah.
Biden doesn't want to do that, she supports that. That's really what I've heard. And
Yes.
and this thing about Obama, they keep saying that over and over again.
yeah.
I
Because
haven't
Obama,
heard those
Obama
words come out of Obama's mouth. I've
No,
just
and
heard
Yeah.
he's not all over the news, so they can say
Yeah.
something like that, and it's gonna take a while for Obama to get in front of a camera, to get a microphone in his face, and to say, "That's a lie, I would never say that." I mean,
Exactly. In the meantime,
yeah.
it's out there, right?
Yeah,
It's
in the
being
meantime,
spread.
it's in
Yeah.
the zeitgeist, and they're hoping, again, that it's gonna catch fire. It will be
Yeah.
confusing and maybe a topic of dinner conversation, but it's not going to catch fire because it's not
No.
true.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's some Democrats, 5, I think, or 6, that have said
Yeah.
that he should step down.
Yeah.
But you're right. These different networks just take off with it and act like that this is the biggest
Yes.
thing going, that everybody wants Biden
Yeah.
to step down. Not everybody wants that. As a matter of fact, what it says something like 85% of the Democrats don't want that. But they are talking to him. They're asking him, "Do you feel like you can really get through the next 4 years again?"
Mhm.
And he's telling them, "I do think I can. Yes."
Yeah. Did you see the George Stephanopoulos interview?
I did not. I heard about it
I
and I
watched
thought,
it.
okay, I'm not
I
watching.
watched it. It was very, very painful to watch. He
Yeah.
only asked him one question. Do you think that you can do another 4 years? He just asked it in about 85 different forms for the
Right.
entire whatever it was, 45 minutes or an hour. He
Yeah.
just asked it over and over and over and over again. And Biden used it as an opportunity to say, "Yeah, I absolutely think I can." because I did blah, 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 blah. And he rattled off 45
That's
things. And then Stephanopoulos would say it again. And he'd go, yeah, I can because I did blah, 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 blah. So,
exactly.
it's, what I feel with the media and this smear campaign on Biden is that it's not going to age well. I mean,
No.
it's already not aging very well, but all the major media they just keep kind of perpetuating it. You have a few on each channel that are kind of like, well, I think, he's like Mika Brzezinski on
Yeah.
Morning Joe. She right off the bat said, hey, one gaffe. This is Biden we're talking about. He's known for making gaffes. And everybody has a bad night or a bad debate or a bad meeting or a bad this or about that. Look at all that he's done. You can't just throw the baby out with the bathwater here. This
Exactly.
man is making history in his accomplishments. You don't just, and besides, how often does a president need to debate on the world stage? Never,
Yes.
never. It's meaningless. It's
Exactly.
meaningless. So I think that the media, I think they're going to still persist in this for a little while. I think they're really digging in their heels. And I think what will happen is that they will have some truth tellers, because a lot of these media outlets are starting to have just a few really young, more like Gen Z age reporters and talking heads. And they can't say these things. They just can't stomach it. They're not going to stomach it. Even if they slightly don't like Biden, they hate what Trump represents.
Exactly.
So they're going to speak out. And once the egg is on the face and the media people really realize, oh, yeah, I guess this wasn't a good look. This guy is pretty something. Then they're going to have to really retreat, and it's going to take a while for they're going to lose viewership. They're going to lose sponsors. They're going to lose people who coming on to their on their networks and being talking heads for them. They're going to lose people over this because our country is pretty divided. We are in a sort of almost social media civil war at the moment. And it is going to cause people to take a stand. And they're going to probably take a stand against the media. I think this is going to bring the media down. I think that the crap that they're headed for is it's going the media structure, the media giants, I think are going to start to become unraveled by this. I think they already are. When you look at how many eyeballs look at news today, you've got regular TV, you've got cable TV, just a little bit higher. And then you have streaming services, a little higher. But then you have YouTube. YouTube has more eyeballs watching. That was my alarm telling me to go to bed. I'm staying up late with you ladies. YouTube has more eyeballs watching news on it than every major, not just major, every news outlet combined. It has like 4 times. If you combined all of them, it has like 4 times that. So seriously, the future of media and news is online, and specifically YouTube. So I don't know why they think they're so cool. They're just not. And they're going to lose. They're going to lose viewers. They're going to lose commentators. They're going to lose people. They're going to lose funding. They're going to lose commercial time. They're going to lose a lot of people, and it's going to hurt them in the pocketbook. And they're going to really struggle. They're going to go the way of some of the other industries that have just collapsed, like, I don't know, newspapers.
You know, I don't think that some of these network news stations have really understood the significance of YouTube. But when you go through YouTube, all I am seeing on YouTube is people that are talking about what Biden has done and how great he's done, and what Trump has done that's not good. I mean, they're really pointing out the facts on YouTube. And so, you know, I don't think that the major media, because they're thinking, well, it's TV, so, you know, nobody's really watching YouTube. surprise, surprise, a lot of people are watching YouTube.
And you know why they think like that? Because they're old white guys. They're all over the age of 65, or they're older than me, basically. And they don't believe that young people have good ideas. They don't believe that young people have money. They don't believe that young people's opinions matter. And they're about to be there's going to be a big old huge wake up call, because YouTube and streaming video or podcasts, I guess, services, that is the way of the future. And if the news outlets don't tumble, then they're going to crumble.
Yeah.
Well, and absolutely. I find the stuff I see on YouTube is so much more, it's so much more honest and truthful.
Yes.
You know, that you really, when you watch something on the news and then you come back to YouTube, you can find out what was real and what wasn't. And, you know, Fox News, which I never, ever watch, but I accidentally run into it sometimes on internet. You know, they are they're just like Trump. I mean, they're constantly lying and putting out disinformation. But I did want to mention that on Monday, with the start of the GOP convention, Biden is also doing a big thing with, I can't remember his name, great interviewer. Anyway, he's going to be interviewed right around the same. Lester Holt, is that his name?
Yeah. Oh, he's great. Yeah.
And he's going to be doing an interview with Biden, and right around it'll. I think the GOP convention, you'll be hearing about that, and then you'll hear from Biden and Lester Holt. So I'm really interested to see how that goes too, because I think after today, I'm hoping that it would just be one good thing after another. And one thing I was going to ask you, Colleen, and this has come up a month ago when we were trying to figure out where would Biden be right about now. And I thought astrologically, you found that Biden was going to be in a very good place. So I'm thinking, okay, something happened here that was a little bit screwed up with the debate.
Well, again, you can have a bad day, and astrology does not usually, I'm going to pull up his chart. Astrology doesn't usually pinpoint things to the minute or the day. You know, it's usually around about that time, especially with the personal planets. But with the larger planets, it's usually over a longer period of time, and you could have many incidents in that long period of time. Let me just pull up his chart. And do you remember the date of that debate?
Oh boy, was
20. The debate was
when we did a Golden Girls.
Okay, so it would have been I think maybe the 20. Was it the 27th? I'm thinking 27th.
That sounds good.
Was Thursday the June 27th?
It could. Oh, it could have been.
It was the same. It was the same day we did Golden
It was
Girls.
yeah, that was a Thursday. Okay,
right.
so that's it. Okay, so let's do this and this. Let me pull up a chart here. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so, well, Black Moon Lilith was going over his Neptune, but that's a long range aspect. That wouldn't have done much. Where's his moon? His moon is over here in Taurus, and yeah, that's not terrible. Okay, there's that. He did have Mars just going over his moon, and in the sign of Taurus, Mars is not especially energetic, and it's also in his house for health, and his moon is in his house for health. So he had a lot of activity there and not enough rest. And so that's one thing. And that Mars also is in opposition to his Sun, Mercury, and Venus. So that's also enervating, draining, that all of that stuff. And, you know, those things are in his house for foreign countries. And that's what the deal was. He was going back and forth between Europe several times. So he was getting
international trips. Like he said tonight, going through 15 time zones.
Yes, he mentioned that today. He talked about that. He's saying I was tired, and he did all that traveling, and he said that they were talking about the next debate in September, and he goes, "I'll be sure and not do that."
Yes,
not to go traveling all
I love him. I love him.
I know.
Why would he debate this guy again, though? I mean, the first one wasn't a debate. Trump
No,
just
it
went
wasn't.
blah, 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 word vomit the whole time.
But
Yeah.
what did Trump say? Trump says because Biden did such a poor job, he won. And all his little minions think the same way.
But let's look at
that. That's one thing that maybe the Democrats can pay attention to and take out of the Republican playbook is the Republicans. There's, I think, a good majority of them who see that Trump is unfit, who don't want him to be the candidate and all that kind of good stuff. But you'll never hear them say it out loud. They might discuss it between themselves, but as a party, they are like one solid voice, one solid mass that follows the leader. That's one thing that maybe the Democrats should do is, you know what, here is your leader. You do not, don't badmouth him. You know, you stand behind him, you support him, you give him whatever he needs to get the job done, especially when you know what the alternative is.
yeah.
That it boggles my mind that this is even a question.
Yeah, really.
See, I differ on this. I think that Republicans are starting to say out loud they don't want Trump. I think there's actually a lot of discontent, and this is one of the things that I think that we might see at the convention is a mutiny, basically, because I think there's more than we're hearing about. I think that first of all, the astrology is terrible, just awful. I mean, we're probably, if we don't have a big blow up at the convention, then somewhere in the United States, we're going to have like a big earthquake or something, because Uranus is just really angry right now. It's conjunct Mars, god of war, Uranus, god of the whatevers, the sky, and no bueno. And it's not great for Biden, but it could be great for Biden because it's opposing again those 12th house planets. But I think it's maybe not so bad for him. But I wanted to pull up the transits for the Democratic convention. And again, it's going to be a strain on him physically, Biden. It's going to be a strain. Let me pull up Trump and the Republican convention, because that was really juicy.
Yeah, I think that there is going to, I can't wait for it, because I think there is going to be some discontent about what's going on. There is Republicans that are saying, hey, what in the hell is this man talking about?
Well,
and this authoritarian in 2025, they're not going along with it. They do not want authoritarian.
No.
You know,
in fact, what did I just pull up? I Googled, what is the Republican platform for 2024? And this platform apparently was just decided upon with Trump and like maybe Steve Bannon before he went to prison. And it reads like the highlights of Project 2025. Of course. You can Google it. I mean, the first couple of them is seal the border and stop the migrant invasion. Carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. That's straight out of 2025, both of them. End inflation and make America affordable again. How is that a platform? Like, how do you... Make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far! Exclamation point. Stop out. Okay, it just goes on like that. Like just bad sentence structure and loose ideas with no real kind of structure to it whatsoever. And apparently a lot of very prominent Republican figures are just pissed that they weren't consulted at all about that platform, and that it redounds to this is authoritarianism. We don't want any part of this. So there is a big fissure between the party.
They're also upset about that everybody saw him lie throughout that debate. And, you know, we don't see it so much on the news, but the people, like I said, people are not stupid. Even the Republicans are watching this and saying, well, wait a minute, he lied again. And he lied like 30 times throughout the debate, like every minute and a half he lied.
Yeah. Every 90 seconds there was another lie.
Yeah.
And the Republicans are a little upset about this. The other ones are like, the ones that want to be the VP for him and stuff, they're just like kissing his ass and like, here we go, we've got this. They are so sure they have it, but some of the Republicans are not so sure. They're also questioning if Biden was to drop out. Now that totally throws their whole campaign into a tailspin because they don't know who they'd be working against or fighting against.
Right.
And so they would be, they're trying to say they want Biden to stay in because that's what they prepared to fight with. I think they're trying to play it to try to get Biden out of there because they think that would help them. Biden is a formidable competitor here. He's not just an old guy trying to be president. I mean, he has been president, and they're also in other shows on YouTube talking about that Biden has been the most productive, the most helpful, the most intelligent president that we've had in
ever. I'm just going to say it. He's like the best president ever. Yeah. I mean, unless you're talking about George Washington or Abraham Lincoln, it's Joe Biden. I think he's that good. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to talk about Trump's chart against the convention.
Oh, yes.
Okay. So Trump is in a bad way. His the transiting Saturn, which is the lovely and compassionate sign of Pisces, is squaring his sun in Uranus. Now he has had a good run with Republicans, with raising money, with groups of all kinds, even the courts, because of this Jupiter coming close to his sun and Uranus in the 11th house. So this has been a fairly good year for him because Jupiter goes in 1 year cycles. Jupiter is just changed signs. Yeah, just changed signs into this. So he has another maybe 10 months or so of Jupiter blessing him that way. But he has Saturn squaring his sun and Uranus. And Saturn says, no. Saturn says, you didn't learn your lesson, buddy. And you are acting like an ape. And you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. You have to pull it in. You have to rein it in. You have to pay the piper. You have to be truthful. And you have to follow the rules. And of course, Mr. T doesn't want to do that. He also has, this is so interesting, he also has Uranus and Mars right at the top of his chart, his midheaven, conjunct, and this fixed star is always conjunct his midheaven, which I think is so interesting. Because we talk about his mental state quite a bit, right? So this star that's always on his midheaven, which is your legacy, how you're seen in the world, what you really leave behind, what you accomplish in your lifetime, and kind of how it's stamped. That's your midheaven. And he has this fixed star, Algol, conjunct his midheaven, which stamps it for him. And Algol was seen as the ancients as a terrible star. It's ruled by something to do with was it Perseus that cut off the head of Medea? I'm not good with these stories. I don't remember the facts. And so it is the fixed star of a leader losing his head. Can't make it up. It's true. So he's either going to lose his head figuratively, literally.
Yep.
You're talking about Trump?
Yep.
Well, that's the other thing that they're so concerned about with all the goofy things he's been saying at his rallies. And just, every time he has an opportunity to step up and say something that makes sense, he doesn't take advantage of that. So many, many people are questioning his mental.
Many Republicans.
Yes, they're thinking he's got dementia. And I mean, we've been talking about this forever. Ever since we've been talking about politics, we've been talking about Trump and dementia.
Yeah. Now I did this chart for oh, well, this is going off of Donald Trump's chart, so it doesn't really matter about the time. But the first day of the convention, Monday, the moon will be in Scorpio. And it'll start out, in the beginning of Scorpio, and then it'll wind up let's see, by the end of probably the second day of the convention, it'll be pretty much in exact opposition to his midheaven, to Algol, and to Mars and Uranus. Now, Mars is enough of a trigger to make this become explosive, possibly violent, not necessarily violent, but explosive, combustive, out of the ordinary, unconventional, chaotic, electric, eccentric. And then when you have the moon in Scorpio come along, that's a second trigger that is very powerful because, Trump has a Leo rising. That's a fixed sign. This moon is in a fixed sign. Mars and Uranus are both in a fixed sign. So he's got a T square going here. T square is unstable energy. It's like a table with only 3 legs. It has to fall. It has to fall. That's another trigger. So he's got all these triggers going around, focusing on his midheaven at the time of the convention. This is not bueno for him. This is not good. This is the moment. Huh?
I see people fighting. I see people throwing. I see people punching each other physically at this convention. What maybe it would happen and we don't get to hear about it. But please, if it does happen, let us hear about it.
Let somebody have a cell phone and videotape it for us. Well, this is what I said in my video about it. Is that like this is not good. This is really, really bad. So
yes.
Anyway, so that's Donald. And let me see, I did one on Joe with I don't know. You guys talk for a while. I'll shut up.
Well, I'm just hoping that Joe does really good on his interview with Lester Holt.
And when is that? Also Monday, right?
Monday. Everything's on Monday. I'm just really looking forward to this. But this thing with the GOP convention is going to be, it's not going to be just a simple thing of, yay, okay, now Trump's going to be the nominee to run for president, yada, yada. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think there's going to be some questions. People are going to question him. And he doesn't like that. He does not like to be questioned. He just wants you to accept what he says. And so they are looking at him just like people. For one thing, they're looking around like, well, let's just let the Democrats fight it out over Biden because then we'll just shut up. And that's what they did. Trump just sat back for the last couple of weeks and didn't do hardly anything. Then he comes back out and he says some ridiculous lying things. And I'm thinking, God, you've been given one opportunity after another to try to be competitive here and say the right things. But no, he doesn't do that. So
he doesn't know how to be competitive. He knows how to be combative, but he certainly doesn't know how to be competitive.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, to him, he is expecting absolute loyalty, kiss the ring, bow in front of me, do all that kind of stuff. I don't get a sense that is what's going to happen. I think Cleo, there's something not right there. There's something that people are anticipating. Oh, it's going to be this and this. And something comes in out of left field, and it's like, what just happened?
Well, because when you have the planet Uranus there, it's almost impossible to predict what's going to go on.
Yeah.
So that's also what's going on now. Biden on that same day, he still has some challenges. He has Saturn opposing his midheaven. So, but because he has lived a different life. Because he is the kind of person who does, he speaks to God. He tries to learn from his mistakes. He has people's best interests at heart. He tries to go out with a service heart and do his work. completely different vibe with Biden. And so this Saturn in Pisces has a completely different effect on him. So while it is a challenge and a struggle to, a challenge to his legacy, a challenge to his reputation right now with Saturn going through that, Saturn is retrograding over those degrees for a little while. So unfortunately, these things are going to crop up probably most of the time that Saturn is doing this, but it'll pass. It is going to move on.
Yeah.
And for the interview, let me see. So that would be here. You know what? For him, it's going to be a Monday. You know, he's he's like, oh, I have an interview. Okay, let me go do that.
Yeah.
He. I hope he's going to be able to find the energy for it. I think he will. I think that, you know, he'll be very chastened from what happened with Stephanopoulos and with the debate. But he has the transiting moon going into his 12th house where he has a lot of planets, and that is supportive for him. That will help him to feel himself. It will help him to feel like it's okay to be him, and that he wants to show people who he really is and not hide and not dissemble and not, you know, cover things up and lie.
Yeah.
He's just the total opposite of what Trump is about. So I think it'll be probably a good interview. Let's see what else is going on.
I think that Lester Holt is going to handle this totally different than Strepanophilus or whatever the hell his name is.
Stephanopoulos, yeah.
Stephanopoulos. Okay, and that I think that he's going to handle it differently. He's going to give him opportunities to talk. He's not going to get fixated on just the one thing about, you know, are you going to drop out? Are you going to drop out? How good is Kamala Harris? I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to just ask normal, everyday questions, be a little bit kind about it, and let Biden try to put Biden in a good light. I don't think that George did.
No, well, he was. I think George. What I picked up from his energy is that he was really trying to get to the truth. I feel that he was conflicted by people saying, "Oh, he should just step down, just step down." And he said, "People are saying that you should step down. What do you say to that?" He didn't say, "Well, maybe it's time to step down." You know, he did couch it in such a way that you could tell that he didn't necessarily feel that he should step down. But again, who owns ABC? Somebody who donates to Trump, somebody who wants Trump to be in a good light. So I'm sure there was pressure on Stephanopoulos to also, you know, paint Biden with a bad brush and to make him look stupid and goofy and demented and old. And I think for this interview on Monday, you know, the planets have not moved too much since the speech that he gave tonight, the press conference. And so, yeah, he's going to have a few gaffes, but that's Biden. That is him. Yeah. He will also be very much himself. When, let's see, that was today. So the moon would have been just backed up into Libra, and I would have been okay today. I mean, nothing great. It would have been squaring the sun, which would have made him a little bit nervous. But here, he still has Mercury squaring his little group of planets in the 12th house, and Mercury is definitely involved with, you know, speech and what goes on with that. So having it in a rough aspect with his natal Mercury kicks up that stutter, kicks up him making a gaffe. But if he got through that and still came out smelling like a rose, then his interview with Holt, I think, is going to be pretty good. It's certainly not going to be like the debate. Why is he going to
some really, really good things?
Why is he going to do a second debate? He doesn't need to do it.
This guy, about it. It's not till September.
Yeah, but it's bad. He shouldn't do it. He shouldn't do it.
I don't think he will, but let's just see what happens with the convention on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I think
it's going to be bad. It's going to, and I just hope there's 1,000 people there with cell phones taking videos, because you're not going to hear about it. But think about it. All those Republicans, most of them carry guns.
Exactly.
That's what I'm worried about. Yeah. But it is going to get tense. It is going to be possibly violent. It is going to be them's fighting words. You know, I mean, all these old white guys, they don't know how to deal with their feelings. They don't know how to negotiate things. All they know how to do is fight and bluster and try to, top the other guy and show them who has the bigger dick.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
don't know how to talk with other humans. They just have to
Exactly.
prevail. They're like apes. They're all like apes. They just have to prevail. It's just
Yep.
so annoying. Ugh.
Yeah. There was a few things towards the end of the conference that Biden there was parts of him that came a little more alive when he was being asked about, you've taken 3 cognitive tests or neurological tests, whatever. And he said, yeah. And my doctor said, I'm just fine. I did great, whatever. And then he was asked, well, would you be willing to take another one before the election? He said, if my doctor thinks I need it and he wants to have it, absolutely. Now, go ask the other guy for his. Right? So there, and he did. He mentioned Project 2025, and this guy's telling you exactly what he's going to do. He's telling you about this, that, and the other thing, and I can't remember the exact context of where he said it, but he said, "We need, you need to, guns, not girls, control guns." But I think that's what it was. Yeah, you need to control guns, not girls."
Oh,
And
Weird.
yeah, he really kind of came alive and got a little animated at some points, and I thought, good, absolutely, you get in there and you tell them what it is.
yeah.
Right? Don't all this, every single question pretty much was about what about this health wise. Listen, nobody is guaranteed tomorrow. Nobody.
This is true.
So, do you think that you can last another 4 years? Well, maybe with the grace of God I can, but can I guarantee that I'm going to last 4 years? No, because it could change tomorrow. And when he was asked about Kamala Harris and about his VP, in terms of, if you don't finish your second term, he said, that's why I picked her. That's why I picked her as VP. She's ready to go on day 1. Boom. Yeah. And these are her accomplishments. These are things that she has done. So, I picked her because she's a very intelligent, capable human being and blah, blah, blah. So those are the things that people need to hear. And, so yeah, he has a little gaffe here and there. Listen, if I was held accountable for every time that I called one of my cats by the wrong name, but 12 years later, and I still come up with the wrong name, or I'm thinking about one of my nieces and I have to go, wait a minute, okay, go down the list. Do you? These things happen. It doesn't mean that you're not capable. There isn't anyone more capable than Biden right now.
Yeah, he's got it in spades. He can do it all. He's got 50 plus years of experience working in working for us, serving his country basically. So he knows it all, and he has done such a great job. Why that is not being more focused on right now, I don't know, but I do think there is a reason for it. And I do think that in the end, it's going to turn around where people are going to say, well, wait a minute, he did weather through this weird period. And I think he is going to. I don't know if, if he does really great on Monday, but I think I thought he did fine today. I think he'll do fine on Monday.
He will. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the stuff that Trump is at least Biden brought up today that, Trump wants to have tariffs. and remove
Yeah.
income.
And do, yeah.
And if you do that, you're talking about whatever you're spending right now would be 4 or 5 times more if they do this tariff thing. And it's he's saying, well, you're going to get rid of income tax, and then but how we're going to do that is with no, you keep the income tax. You're in a better shape by paying the income tax and not going with these tariffs for, it's like tariffs on an avocado. Whatever you pay for it now, it would cost like 3 or 4 times, it costs like $4 or $5 per avocado.
Oh, yeah.
It's craziness. So, yeah, I mean, I'm glad he brought that little thing up too. But no, I just see we're going to still keep some hectic stuff going on. I think that the convention starting next week is going to be interesting and throw in more wrenches into this mess. And we just got to get through it. It's just, I've learned now not to, every day when I read the headlines and I'm like, at first I was just like, oh man, what's he done now? Now I don't do that anymore. I just take it with a grain of salt because I've noticed, 1 minute it's this way and a couple hours later it might be something totally different. And it's just like Colleen was saying, with all the network being backed up by Republicans, you come out with such goofy news, it's hard to know what to believe.
I know.
I heard on Midas Touch today, actually, that as an example of how crooked basically the major media is, the New York Times did this big article about all of Biden's accomplishments, and it laid out factually all the amazing things, the numbers of jobs and the acts and the bills and the this and the that, and it just went on for everything. And then the summation of the article was that, but because they're saying that, the economy is better than it's ever been, the stock market is better than it's ever been, yada, yada, yada. And then at the end, it was saying, but this could bode ill for America's future. And if Joe Biden becomes the next president, this could really damage our country. Ho, ho, ho. It's head snapping, it's just like, what? Are you? I mean, probably the guy who wrote it just probably felt like sticking a brick through his monitor. Like, what? Are you making me write? Why are you making me write this?
Yeah.
One of the feelings that I got was all this focus and hyper focus on Biden. I think what it's done is it's taken those people who were not 100% sure that they were for Biden, or those who were kind of in the middle going, you know what, one politician, same as another, it doesn't matter. I think it's moved them off the fence because they can identify with some of the things that Biden says, some of the things that he forgets or whatnot. Because let's face it, once you get to a certain age, these things do happen. It doesn't mean that you're mentally deficient or whatever. It just means that there is only so much room in my head for things.
Yeah. As soon as I had my first kid, I started screwing up names.
I know. They do. They steal your brain cells.
I couldn't remember the name of my cat or my husband or the street I lived on. What subway line did I walk? I mean, just crazy. Your brain just kind of like dribbles out your ears because you get so busy and life happens.
Yes, exactly. So I think, a lot of those people who might have been kind of, sitting on the fence are saying, wait a minute, that's kind of not fair because, I do that sometimes, or Bob don't, look, he's just like you.
Yeah.
And that might make him more appealing to people that might have been on kind of on either the sidelines or just not too sure. And it's like almost, I think to a lot of people, it might feel almost like a personal attack. That, you're making fun of him. What? You're going to make fun of me now? Am I next? So I think that this could very well work in his favor.
Yeah, I really think we're going to keep going with this chaotic energy, this
Yeah.
weirdness, this that fills you with doubt. But don't be too don't buy into it, because I really do see that in the end, Biden is going to get it. He's going to win. The Democrats are going to get the Senate. The Democrats are going to get the House, and this country will finally be. I would like to say be rid of Trump, but I'm thinking, no, you're going to still hear about Trump, because we're going to hear about all these court cases. And by the way, he just came out again today. His attorneys are trying to throw out the current case where he got 34 felonies, claiming that some of the people that testified in regards to what Trump was doing when he was in office. So it was an official act that they testified against, and so they're saying that will be able to throw out the felonies.
Well, that good luck, sunshine. Because newsflash, not there were fewer people testifying that came from his administration than didn't. There was so many other people who weren't a part of that, and also they're going to have to prove that, because it doesn't mean that the whole time he was president he's immune for anything.
Yeah.
It means that official acts only he would be immune. Well, was it an official act to pay off a porn star?
Yeah.
No. And by the way, they were
Well,
commenting.
that's not what they're saying. They're
No, I
saying
know that's not what they're saying, but that's what the other side will say,
Yeah.
is that they were commenting on him as a candidate.
Remember the woman that was the witness that testified, that was so upset because she realized she really screwed him?
Yep.
Whoever that one was.
Hope Hicks.
Hope Hicks.
Yeah, that's Hope Hicks. They are pointing out Hope Hicks' testimony shouldn't have been allowed, and so therefore we're going to throw the whole thing out. That's what they're trying to do,
Well,
right?
of course they're trying to do that. That's,
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody has predicted that that's what he was going to do.
Yeah.
So he has to prove it in court.
Yeah. And don't forget, the crime was committed before he became president.
That's right.
So there is no immunity for a crime that began before he was president. He was simply citizen Trump.
That's right.
That's true, but they will try to say, because there was certain testimony. I mean, it'll be a thing,
Sure.
another thing that will go into court that will make people doubt of the whole thing. Just remember, he was convicted by a jury of his peers in a normal court, not in a federal court, in a state court, and that he will always be a convicted felon. I don't care what the hell.
And do you know how rare it is for the jury to find him guilty on all 34 counts?
Yes.
That is not usual. Plus, all the way along, if you remember, all of the political pundits were saying, well, the judge is probably going to let him throw out a couple of counts, just to give him a bone, throw him a bone. No, the jury was like, no, he totally did it, and he's totally guilty.
Exactly.
But what I'm curious about is, why isn't he focusing on other cases that are coming up and trying to get them thrown out before they're even heard? Because
I mean,
the thing with Alvin Bragg is already done, and I think it would be very hard for him. I think he's really pushing the boulder uphill on that one.
Yeah.
Whereas the ones like, we'll say Mar-a-Lago case, I mean, that judge is practically saying herself that it should be thrown out. So, I mean, if I was him, that's where but maybe he feels like, oh, I don't have to worry. She's doing that for me. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
I answered myself. Okay.
No. And one of the things that is kind of, again, if you look at it as a good thing, had he been sentenced today, there would have been August, September, October, over 3 months, right, to find reasons, excuses, this, that, and the other thing, to kind of, sweep it under the carpet. September 18th isn't that far away from the November election. It's going to be fresh in people's minds, right? They're going to remember that. Give them the summer. You know how kids, when they end school in June and they go back in September, and it's like the first month you have to reteach them what they learned last year.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people do the same thing.
Yeah.
Where, summer, you don't pay attention. September, you're
It's
watching.
It's exactly 7 weeks. That's
7
not
weeks.
very long.
No.
That's not very long. It's less than 2 months. So
There you go. I think I'm very, very happy with his performance today. I think there's good things coming up. And I think more than anything else, people just need to keep that in mind. Don't, whatever you're hearing out there, if it makes you afraid, look into it. Look into it and ask yourself, who wants me to be afraid? Who wants me to look at this? What's their motivation in telling me that this is what I need to look out for? And yeah, if most of the media or most of the information that is out there is being kind of sifted through the Trump supporter, whatever it might be, trough, whatnot, of course it's going to be slanted. Of course it's going to be, oh yeah, he's, it's one of those backhanded things. Never, ever have I had a better employee than John if you could just get him on a sober day. So, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, really, I mean, it's gonna, like I was saying, it's just gonna be hectic. It's gonna make you doubt. Don't doubt yourself. Things are gonna get better. Things are gonna clear up. We have to go through this mess in order to get to the other side, so we can get Biden back in there and just turn the country around and start to watch. The next thing you know, you'll be watching Trump with the. We'll have popcorn and pop and stuff. Watching him get finally what he deserves. He will get what he deserves. Hopefully. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Supreme Court, that's such a mess too. But in the end, I just want people to know, I really do believe that Biden will be there again. And if it wasn't, my other thought was, if it wasn't Biden, it would be Kamala Harris. And I still love the idea of, let's say that if for some reason Biden did step down, Kamala stepped in, and then she tells Biden, I want you to be my running mate. So it would be Harris Biden instead of Biden Harris. But one way or another, they're going into the White House and they're going to redo this.
I love that idea.
Absolutely.
I think that's very cool. Because here's the thing is that all the money that's been contributed to their campaigns can only be used by them, can only be used for the campaign of Biden Harris. So if they stopped now and tried to pick someone completely different, they would have a boulder uphill to try to get all of that fundraising behind them in time for whatever needed to happen. Plus all the all the things they bought, all the ads, all the TV time and all of that stuff, that I don't know how they would really transfer that easily. And you can't, I mean, who are they going to find? Who are they going to find?
Yeah, that's it. Who are they going to find? That's why I just don't think it's probably going to happen at all.
I never thought it was going to happen. As soon as I heard as soon as I heard the people after the debate say that, I was just like, what in the hell are they talking about? It was a fucking debate. Excuse my French, YouTube. But it was an effing debate that nobody cares about. It wasn't a debate. Trump didn't debate. Trump just lied. Joe had bad lighting, bad makeup, bad microphone. He was jet lagged, and nobody's at their best in those conditions.
And if you read the transcript, he still did better than Trump.
Yes, he did.
Because he talked about policy. He was prepared for a traditional debate where we talk about policy, and I have done this, and my government is going to do this and this. He was never prepared for the string of BS that was going to be hurled at him. No wonder sometimes he had that blank look on his face. It's like, are you effing kidding me? Like,
exactly. Next time he should be prepped by George Conway.
Yes.
George Conway had a great take on this. I heard a lot of people talking about what they would advise Biden to do, but George Conway was the best. He was succinct. He's a lawyer. He can speak to Biden at that level, and he knows Trump very, very well.
Yes.
And he's not an angry person. He's a very positive person. So I think I'm going to write Joe a letter and tell him that he has to have George Conway do his
absolutely
prep. If he
I will
does it
sign
at
that
all.
with you. Yeah.
If he does that, I mean, anyway, okay, I've said that a million times. Okay.
So listen, we are at 1 hour and 14 minutes, and I am starting to fade. I know, hard as it is to believe, I am starting to fade. So I think maybe we should say thank you very much to all the good folks that were here. Right now we are at 126. Thank you.
Wow, great.
Yeah, all of you that came in, 128, that contributed to the conversation, that talked to each other and whatnot. Just be positive, keep positive. Put your effort and everything behind Joe Biden.
Definitely.
He's the man for the job. And as always, thank you, Colleen, and thank you, Cleo, for doing this with me. Mm-hmm. I always look forward to these because it's really nice to just sit down and have a chat around the kitchen table. Let things fly.
And I love the chatters. You guys, again, we didn't talk as much as I'd like to have about the comments you were all making, but as usual, you totally add to it. And, thanks for showing up for this because we have a great time with it. And, and Colleen and Marina, this is another really good discussion. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Marina. Nice to see you.
And lovely to see you too. Can't wait till tomorrow. So yeah, come catch us on tomorrow on Cool Crone Oracle. That's what it is.
Oracle.
Yeah, I'm going to learn how to speak English one of these days. All right, everyone. Take care. Have a great rest of the evening, and we'll see you later. Bye. Bye-bye.